Hey guys, I'm Sean,
I'm Jim.
and today we're going to do a song that a hip hop artist that for some reason we just haven't gotten to. There's no real reason for it. It definitely needed to be gotten to, but we're gonna do a Tupac song today. We're gonna do "Dear Mama." There's definitely gonna be more Tupac videos with him being so important in hip hop culture. I
That's
want Jim to get kind of the full breadth of that.
that's
Um,
definitely a name that I know. I know that he's important. I know there's a lot of controversy, sadness, many things surrounding him that I don't know about.
sure.
I was going to make Sean and I were talking earlier, and reminding me is about something that happened today regards well Amazon Prime Days. I'm not gonna go with that now. This is definitely even more serious than what Sean led me to believe, so I'm not going to detract from it.
But yeah, this song, "Dear Mama," like I said, is one of his bigger songs. Just a little background on Tupac for Jim. He was at the forefront of the East Coast versus West Coast, kind of rap wars. And he was shot and killed in 1996 at a stoplight. And
Was he East Coast or West Coast?
he's from California. He's a West
Okay,
Coast artist.
that's
Um,
what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
and it is suspected that there's a lot of suspicions on who exactly ordered the hit, but it was definitely a hit that was put out on him. And there's a lot of suspicions about who it was, who it may have been, who may not have been.
Yeah, I heard a
So I
little
won't
bit
get into
about that.
that, but
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. That there's a lot of a lot of bad blood between East and West, and that's all I know.
yeah, it's not so much so bad anymore. But he was born in 1971. He died in 96, so that should give you an idea of how old he was. He was only 24 years old, I think. Um, and oh wait, actually no, he was yeah, he was in his 20s. I don't know. I'm not going to do the quick math in my head, but he was in his 20s. And he was just in the short period of time that he was making songs. It was all very or a lot of it was very introspective. The lyrics were crazy, especially for the time. And hip hop is just still sad about him passing at such a young age because he had so much more music in him that nobody ever got because he died.
That's everything I've heard. And again, well, as you know too well, I'm completely ignorant of.
Yeah, so he would have been 25. I'm sorry, I just did the math in my head.
Well, it depends
He
on what
was
month he was born in.
he was 25. He's 25 years old. So yeah, so that's the real tragedy is that he died so young and with so much of his talent unrealized. So much more that he had to come. I mean, he would have only been in his 50s now. So
Just just a straight tangent. I can't help but think how many people that died in their late teens, early 20s, uh, whether it be in Nam or on the streets or anything else that we don't know what they ever had to offer.
yeah,
I'm
so
sorry. I'm sorry. That's just the thought that
no,
comes to
it's
mind. So many people who have died too
valid.
young that we don't know what they had to offer.
It's totally valid. But like I said, this is one of his really good songs, one of his more introspective pieces. I probably won't pause it a ton.
I need you to pick up Michelle.
Sean, hang on a second. I know we're live, but let me take this.
I need you to pick up Michelle.
We're at
Right, the bus stop.
Sean. We're going to need to pause this and come back to this. I have to go and pick up my daughter at the bus stop. It's still a little over 100 degrees outside, and we can't let her walk home from there.
Okay.
I'll be back in almost literally 5 minutes, but we're going to have to take this up, or you can fill a dead air.
I will. I'll probably just fill if you hurry back.
Okay, it'll be 5 minutes. Be right back.
No, I'm kidding, guys. So yeah, he's gonna go do that real quick. It's really hot where he's at. He's out in Vegas, so you know, super hot temperatures out there, and he's going to go grab his daughter real quick here. I'm really excited to see what Jim's gonna think of this particular song. Should be really exciting for him to get some of the you know, some of the more lyrical stuff that should have pretty good, pretty easy to understand for him. He should have a pretty easy time understanding, you know, what's going on in the music and everything like that. So, because while the lyrics, you know, are very, very good, they're also pretty straightforward, and the cadence is at a speed that you'll probably get pretty easily. So, yeah, I'm excited. Um, during this, during the short intermission between our last video, Jim thought he was showing me a new song, or not new, but he thought he might be showing me a song I wasn't familiar with. He showed me Lowrider, and I had to show him what a modern donk car is, which was hysterical. I wish that I'd filmed it, because he was really he was really upset about it. People destroying, in his mind, destroying these cars, but in reality, it's just, you know, it's just what people were into back then. So yeah, but anyways, you know, that's what we do between our videos, give you guys a little peek behind the curtain here. um so yeah. Got to get the elevator music going for when he gets back, so that he'll know that everyone was waiting on him, and and that everyone's furious at him for leaving. 3 hours of best elevator music. I think that's what we need. And just like that, through the power of editing and some elevator music to fill time. I did do some time filling there, but it got too long, and I ran out of.
Okay, I'm sorry, Sean, but
no big deal, man. We move on. Are you all ready?
Yes.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and get it playing now, then. And again, this is Tupac, "Dear Mama."
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're live. We're still live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we never stopped. That's it. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We never stopped. I threw on some elevator music after I ran out.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, it's extremely hot here in Vegas, and my daughter, as you know, is handicapped, and I had to pick her up at the bus stop.
Well, if they don't understand that, I don't know what to tell them. We'll put a timestamp in the description there if they want to skip over the over the elevator music. And I did get you a lyric video. You're welcome.
Oh, great! Thank you.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids.
I can understand this.
We had different daddies.
Yeah.
Same drama when things went wrong. We blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell.
It actually hits home.
From a jail cell. And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day. Running from the police. That's right.
I gotta step in. Hang on. I gotta step in right here.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was 15 or 16, as it was. Okay, I tell you, I was raised as a foster child, but long story short, my birth mom and I, we had a beef. I went to live with my half brother for a while. So yeah, I understand saying there, but what I'm thinking about this is that whereas he worried about jail and prison, I suppose I'll say it, my white privilege, I didn't go down that path.
Well, you could have, but you still could have.
I could have, but just my circumstances
never turned into that.
Right, it gave me an alternate path. It still wasn't that great, but it was a hell of a lot better.
For sure.
And I couldn't help but think about that when I heard those lyrics.
Yeah, for sure.
To my backside, and even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. I finally got.
That's actually pretty heavy there. He said, even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. So, obviously, alluding to or stating that, his mom was, strung out and, maybe that's, has a lot to do with the circumstances that he grew up with.
Yeah, mine were okay. My mama wasn't a crack queen or by any stretch, but I mean, even though we had our differences and what led to her giving me up over the years, once I was about 40, we finally came back together and got over it. So I understand. I can relate to that. Maybe in a different way, but I can relate.
Yeah, definitely.
As a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. I finally understand for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it. There's no way I can pay you back, but the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't you know we love you, sweet
Dear mama,
please no one above you,
you all appreciate it.
Don't you know we love you?
Now ain't nobody tell us it was fair. No love for my daddy cause the coward wasn't there.
No shit.
Passed away and I didn't cry cause my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger.
Oof.
They say I'm wrong and I'm heartless, but all along I was looking for a father, he was gone. I
Yeah.
hung around with the thugs, and even though they sold drugs, they showed a young brother love.
So that's important. So
Yeah.
the reason that's important is because he's kind of like describing to you how people get sucked into that lifestyle, right?
Well, I say it's hitting home. It's hitting home.
Situation at home is, way less than ideal. And, he finds a group that will accept him. And that group just happens to be, of, thugs selling drugs on the corner. That's the group that kind of took him in.
Yeah. I said this is hitting home. I mean, not in the same way. I did not grow up. I did not grow up where I was going to be drawn into that.
Right.
But still, I met my birth dad 4 times in my life that I can remember before he died when I was 8. So there's a lot of things here that hit home. On the other hand, my foster parents, I was raised in a pretty good environment. I won't deny it. But still,
yeah, no,
there's
always that undertone of
it's raising emotions that I've dealt with. And I'm thinking like it took 40 years before my birth mom and I finally understood each other, and then she died like 5 years later.
Jeez, I'm sorry, man.
So yeah, I can understand this, even though I can't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to show you this song, not because of your history or anything like that specifically, but because it's kind of showing you the side of hip hop that is kind of, about struggles in a non-glorified way, right? Like he's not glorifying any of the things that he did to get by, like
Right.
rappers do.
And that's
You
what's
know,
hidden.
he's not glorifying that, that drugs were dealt. He's talking about it from the perspective of, hey man, I did what I had to do. I was involved with what I had to be involved with to
Yeah,
get by.
that's what's hitting home.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you do what you have to, right? We all do what we have to. And that's kind of what it comes down to. So, or you do what you feel you have to, I should say.
I moved out and started really hanging. I needed money of my own, so I started slanging.
Slanging meaning selling drugs, of course.
I ain't guilty, cause even though I sell rocks, it feels good putting money in your mailbox. I love paying rent when the rent's due. I hope you got the diamond necklace that I sent to you. Cause when I was low, you was there for me. You never left me alone because you cared for me. And I can see you coming home after work late. You're in the kitchen trying to fix us a hot plate. You're just working with the scraps you was given. And mama made miracles every Thanksgiving. But now the road got rough, you're alone. You're trying to raise 2 bad kids on your own. And there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't you know when love is sweet?
And dear mama,
Please, no one
you all appreciate
I gotta say this here that my foster dad died when I was 13, and I got a little bit wild. I took on the attitude, well, hey, I'm the man of the house now. I got to help provide. And for me, that was just like running paper routes, keeping score at the bowling alley and doing other things and helping my foster mom out.
Right.
So, yeah, I had it good up until then. But once my foster dad died, yeah, I can definitely know what he's talking about. Once again, I took a different route.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
yeah, and seeing the lyrics really helps.
Yeah.
pour out some liquor and I reminisce. Cause through the drama, I can always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. When I was sick as a little kid, to keep me happy, there's no limit to the things you did. And all my childhood memories are full of all the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. And I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. And there's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Don't you know when love is sweet?
Dear mama,
Place no one above you.
you all appreciate it.
Don't you know when love is sweet?
Dear mama,
Yeah.
So that's one of his bigger songs for obvious reasons.
Oh, that hits. That hits
yeah.
home. I mean,
Now-
not trying to make it about me. It's just that hits home.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can relate to it, and that's good because, hip hop is full of songs that, if you look past some of the specific circumstances they're talking about, you can still kind of feel what they're talking about, even if you didn't experience the exact circumstances yourself, right? You can kind of relate to what's going on with them and what they,
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on that. Those lyrics, and really, I appreciate the lyrics version of it. so you could really get it. To some extent, I'm going to argue that people who haven't had anything similar, they're not going to get it. I mean, if they haven't had something like that, they're not going to get it.
So here's why I disagree. The way that he phrases everything, there's such good storytelling here that even if you can't relate specifically to circumstance in your life, you can understand what he went through, and that was the whole point.
Well,
Right. And like I had both my parents, right?
Yeah.
But I can definitely understand what he's trying to say and what he's getting at. So, you know, I vehemently disagree with the notion that you can't understand what he's talking about all the way if you haven't had similar circumstance.
yeah, but if you
And
can,
now, don't get me wrong. If he had phrased it worse, if he hadn't put it together as well as he did, you would be correct. But just, you know, the detail that he went into, and you know,
yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I mean, like I say, my circumstances are clearly different than his
yes,
in many aspects. Yet
yeah,
at the
of course,
same time,
there was a common
I
vein there.
I think I can legitimately say that I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, and so can anybody who, you know, who had a particularly rough upbringing, frankly. Even if there wasn't a situation, I mean, he had his mom, he just didn't have his dad, right? But he just had a very rough upbringing. She didn't give him up, she kept him, you know. So it wasn't, you know, it's not like a story that only someone who didn't have their parents or something like that. Just anybody who had a really rough childhood can actually understand this, which frankly is way more people than anybody will admit. So
Yeah, I'm just sad that it took so long before my birth mom and I,
reconnected.
yeah, I am happy though that she got to see three of her grandchildren.
Excellent.
And they got to know her.
For sure, man.
I only wish that she had lived long enough to see the next two.
For sure. So with that, I guess we'll do you have any final thoughts at all on this? Other than what you just gave?
Yeah, I mean
What was your
that's
overall impression of the song? Was it? Do you think it's a, you know?
yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
it's powerful. The lyrics, I mean, they hit home. I'm certain they're going to hit home for a lot of people.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I mean, where it hits me is that I almost hate going here with this, but I think that I need to.
I don't know if you do, man.
Actually, I think I do. It's just that the generational gap, and my circumstances and everything. There's so much difference, yet there's a bridge that needs to be recognized.
So keep in mind that this song was actually released before his passing, like well before his passing.
Well, yeah,
which was in '96. So you know he would have been in his 50s now. Just to keep that in mind. So his generational gap isn't, I don't think, as large as you think maybe it is between you and him. I mean, there's probably not even 20 years between you and him, age wise. There's not even
okay.
20 years.
When
Because you're not yet 70.
not yet, I'm
was
close.
He was 25 when he passed away in '96.
96, I would have been 43.
Yeah. So he was 26. There's not even 20 years between you and him. There's 17 years. That's one generation, maybe.
Yeah, but
You see what I'm getting at? So the idea of a generational gap here is way less of a factor than I think you're making it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just taking into account the 60s.
Yeah, but it's not that long from when he made this song. He was born in the 80s, in the early 80s.
Well, there's still a vast difference.
Oh yeah,
a huge difference in what happened.
Yeah, I mean a lot changes every year, but hey, we're at 30 minutes now. We're gonna go ahead and cut.
Yeah, you're right. That's way too long.
Due to the elevator music.
Yeah, way too long and probably way too personal.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed this, drop a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you guys in the next one.